The first month of sales was reported for the NES Classic Edition in the US, and shocker, it was a fairly small amount sold. It was 196,000. It sold out, obviously. This is part of its November report. The MPD group announced this week that Nintendo sold 196,000. That's not a lot for something that has so much hype and something that, you know, is one of the hottest items of the Christmas. That is such a low amount that I hope someone at Nintendo is fucking fired. You know, if this was something where they could only manufacture that amount, then that's incompetence in terms of having the right distribution going on, or, you know, the right manufacturing outlets, you know, doing the pieces needed. I don't know. Was there a ROM chip shortage like there was in '88 for, you know, Zelda 2? I have no idea, but that's incredibly low. The amount of money they made, there'll be some pat math here, is I'm so disappointed in that low amount. So 196,000 times 60, 11,760,000 gross. I'm gonna say profit off of that. Nintendo probably charged, I don't know, they probably charged like 45 per. They can get away with it. Let's just say the cost was $30 per, or whatever, $10 per. Let's say the profit was $30, so half, which is probably around right. They made like $6 million only off the NES Classic Edition. A company of Nintendo size, that's inexcusable. They could have shipped 5 million of these and probably sold most of them. Let's just say they would have sold 4 million, which I don't think is out of the question. So that would be 4 million, pat math, times 60 times 0.5. Yeah, they could have made like $120 million. Think about that. They could have made, even if it wasn't 4 million, if it was like 2 or 3, they could have made dozens of millions of dollars off the NES Classic Edition. And instead they made less than 10. Why? Because of artificial choking of the supply? I don't know. Now, there have been good stories, unfortunately. I got a good tweet that actually a guy was grinning ear to ear. That he went to his Best Buy, stood in line early in the morning, got a ticket to come back and bought it at 8 o'clock in the morning, didn't have to go through a dirty scalper, and got it. So I think there's going to be more readily available in January. They're more available now than were before, but it's still just awful. Did they overestimate the demand? I don't see how you could do that. They know how many of those fucking Atari flashbacks sell. And the Genesis ones, they'd have to realize they do at least 5 to 10 times of those, conservatively. 10 times the Atari flashback, conservatively. Let's see, ThinkGeek did a lottery about it. Best Buy got more in. I heard other stories about other places getting more in. Just weak sauce, man. Do they really think it's worth the sort of, okay, we want the hottest toy that's hard to get? Is that worth giving up dozens of millions of dollars of profit? If I'm a shareholder at Nintendo, I'm pissed. I'm absolutely pissed. If I'm a CEO or higher up that wanted to produce as many of these as possible, there's no guarantee this money's going to come back after Christmas. People have money to spend now. People are buying gifts now. They have a reason to buy the NES Classic Edition now. In January or February, that reason's gone. Christmas is gone at that point. Just awful decision making. Just absolutely abysmal. When we first talked about this in July, Ian and I think we said this could easily sell 2 to 3 million. I think I said something like 5 million in the first few months, or something like. I knew 5 million came up maybe within the first year. I was probably being conservative after this. They could have sold a few million this Christmas. They could have marketed it. I saw no commercials for this. They could have pumped out a few million of these and then ran commercials. Can you imagine if they ran commercials for this during like NFL games, Monday Night Football, during Monday Night Raw, or it would have been huge. They've had the Tecmo Super Bowl commercials with Bo Jackson. People are like, wow, that's Nintendo. They followed that up with an NES Classic Edition commercial, including Tecmo Bowl. You would have sold 100,000 every freaking NFL game that you advertised it with. That's not even probably even hyperbole. That's all lost. That's gone now. Of course, Nintendo doesn't necessarily need that extra money, but that's the reason businesses exist, is to make money. So, just a shame. Absolute shame about it. I hope you get one. Don't give in to the dirty scalpers. There's more and more coming. After Christmas, they'll be easier to get. And I think those dirty scalpers will be forced to then move them, or else that guy's sitting on 20 of them. You know, those receipts have a time limit. After, usually I think Ian said 30 days of electronics, something like that. So there you go.